interviews with Mexican writer
All
Julio
right,
Scherer.
part 2. Let's get
Her
it.
rise to power, marked by family ties, forbidden romances, and a daring escape from the authorities, highlights her greed for power and riches. Number 5,
have to read that
Jemiker
one.
Thompson.
Jemiker.
Jemiker Thompson
Where is
Hairston,
she
a
from?
fascinating person in American criminal history,
All right.
rose to prominence as a narcotics dealer during the 1980s crack epidemic that ravaged the
Oh
country.
my God.
She developed a tremendous
They used
narcotics
us against
enterprise in the
us.
rough neighborhoods of South Central Los
I
Angeles,
knew it with that
organizing a network of distributors spanning many cities. Thompson's involvement with the trade began in her childhood. At the young age of 8, she witnessed the brutal reality of poverty when she and her mother were evicted from their flat, leaving their belongings strewn outside.
That's half of us.
This
Give me some
watershed
more.
incident fueled Thompson's drive to gain power and accumulate wealth.
In the church.
She
What's up
excelled
with
in
this
track and
church?
field when she was just a high school student. She fell in love with Anthony Daff Mosley, a narcotics
crip.
dealer.
He looked like a
Thompson,
crip.
eager to prove herself, began collecting money on his behalf. Thompson became involved with narcotics while still in high school. Surprisingly, she began selling 3 to 4 kilograms of the illegal substances each week.
What illegal
Thompson
stuff?
and Daff married in 1980 and started dealing together.
That's Ice
Thompson and her
Cube?
husband acquired a beautiful mansion in Encino, California, while her company grew. Their
Company?
lifestyles appeared to mirror the
You acting
trappings
like
of
it's
prosperity.
legal.
Daff, on the other
Oh, it's
hand,
in the
was
company.
mercilessly
They was
slain.
trapping.
Agents from the DEA, also known as Drug Enforcement Administration,
what that
who had been
stand for.
watching Thompson's operations, expected her illegal organization to fall in the aftermath of her husband's death.
Oh, man.
Thompson surprised everyone by making a stunning recovery. Thompson extended
How?
her activities in 1984 by
To what?
hiring distributors countrywide and developing direct links with Colombian
Ice Cube,
manufacturers.
wake up.
Her relentless desire drove her to start an apparently genuine firm specializing in hair distribution and selling wigs and hair extensions.
Ugh, niggas.
While Thompson said it was a legitimate business, police felt it was a ruse to launder her narcotics money.
Duh.
When Thompson's business partner, Percy
Master
Cheese
P?
Bratton, was
Come
captured
on,
with a large
man.
amount of narcotics in his hands, and the tide
his
shifted
hands.
against her.
Yeah.
Bratton
What?
negotiated
What-
a bargain
what
with
he
investigators in order to provide the
Don't
evidence
tell me
required to
Master P
indict
snitched,
Thompson.
man.
Thompson proceeded on a frantic escape in order to avoid arrest.
Where you
However,
go?
at the age of 31, she was
What?
captured during her son's
Where?
6th grade graduation ceremony.
Nigga, you went
Thompson
to the
was
other,
charged
I
with
already
many
knew,
counts of money
niggas.
laundering and conspiracy to distribute narcotics.
She went across the street.
She was convicted after being indicted and began serving a
She went from the
15-year jail
60s
sentence.
to the 40s.
Thompson's compelling narrative captivated the media and the general public.
And she went to the
In
church.
fact, she was featured in
became
an
a Muslim.
episode of the 2nd season of Netflix's Drug Lords.
Man,
Thompson's
I'm not watching
astonishing
that.
climb and the millions she
Nigga got
gained
his
in the
feet on the
perilous
couch like he
trade were
lit her.
explored
Come
in the
on, man.
episode, which aired on July 10, 2018.
They was
She
like,
desired to be in charge of her
"Pastor,
own
is that
fate,
you?"
which led her down a road that transformed her into an infamous drug lord. Number 4, Maria Lizziardi. In the vibrant
was
city of
she?
Naples,
Yeah,
a magnificent
I knew she
lady
was white.
evolved as a force to be reckoned with amidst the violent feuds of the organized criminal clans. Maria Lizziardi, a Neapolitan lady in her late 40s, rose to
Neapolitan?
prominence
What is
within the
that?
Secondigliano clan, cementing
She
her
Italian?
position during a turbulent era in the late
Like I
1990s.
said, Neapolitan. I
Lizziardi's
don't know what
rise
that
to
mean.
prominence corresponded with a shift in gender dynamics within the Camorra, since she was born in
Oh,
the
the Camorra,
Secondigliano
yeah.
neighborhood of Naples in 1951.
In Italy.
Women like Lizziardi came up to fill the leadership hole left by male members who were arrested, imprisoned, or slain, breaking customary
Oh, damn.
norms.
Yeah.
While some mafia women helped their husbands
like
by
some
packing
World War II
narcotics, Lizziardi went above and beyond the traditional obligations of a matriarch.
Polizia.
She demonstrated that she could make threats, extort money, and supervise transactions just as well as any guy. Lizziardi was raised in the complicated environment of the Camorra. Her father was a
That's a
clan
cute
chief.
name. I'm gonna name my
Therefore,
daughter Camorra.
she received a thorough grasp of the syndicate's
Camorra Lee
activities.
Simmons?
When
I
her
mean,
2
Simmons?
brothers and husband were jailed,
He looked like
Lizziardi
David
took
Goggins.
advantage of the situation to assume command of the Secondigliano family.
That wasn't her.
Her
She
domain
didn't look
became
like that.
managing street workers, narcotics trafficking, cigarette smuggling, and extortion.
Cigarettes.
She commanded respect and debated with male Camorra
Niggas out there
leaders,
selling loose
demonstrating her
squares.
knowledge
Hell
and
no.
influencing their choices. During her leadership, Liciardi accomplished great success by convincing the Camorra's feuding factions to choose profit over violence.
Hey.
She called for unity, emphasizing that collaboration would result in better profits
She
for
said
all
red
parties
plus
concerned.
blue equal green.
For a short time, peace reigned in Naples as competing gangs put aside their differences.
See, they just
However, a
needed the woman's
consignment
touch.
from Istanbul triggered a deadly clash. Recognizing the threat the contaminated medications posed, Liciardi ordered their return. However, a competing clan ignored her edict, resulting in the terrible and violent actions of several addicts. The resulting exposure broke the tenuous relationship Liciardi had fought so hard to forge. Rival clans rose up against her clan, sparking a brutal series of conflicts. Liciardi launched her own wave of retribution in retaliation to the attacks. She is accused of organizing an operation that took the lives of about 30 individuals, proving that her small size belied her cruelty. With unyielding resolve, she directed her shooters to commit atrocities, leaving a path of bloodshed in her wake. Neapolitan police issued an arrest order for Liciardi in 1999. During a raid, they were able to apprehend 13 mafia bosses, but Liciardi escaped and went into hiding. It wasn't until 2001 that she was captured by police. Liciardi's reign of terror ended when she was apprehended during a routine traffic stop outside of Naples. Liciardi has been imprisoned since her capture. Her once dominant authority has diminished, but her reputation is written in the pages of Camorra's history. Number 3, Enedina Arellano Felix. Enedina Arellano Felix de Toledo is a name that frightens people involved in the Mexican narcotics trade. Enedina was born on April 12, 1961, into a prominent family of narcotics dealers, making her fate appear predetermined. What distinguishes Enedina from her siblings is her astonishing climb to prominence as the famed Tijuana Cartel's leader, breaking barriers as one of the only women to run a criminal organization. Enedina's adventure into the crime syndicate began in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. She aspired to be the Mazatlan Carnival Queen when she was 16 years old. Her ambitions were dashed, however, when her brothers, Ramon and Benjamin, became sought after by both the Mexican and U.S. governments. Enedina enrolled at a private institution in Guadalajara, where she excelled academically and finished with a bachelor's degree in accounting, determined to pursue her own path. Enedina secretly joined the family company in the mid-1980s, working behind the scenes as the authorities concentrated on her brothers. The Tijuana cartel was under their control, although Enedina didn't come to public attention until the year 2000, when a financial genius inside the organization was killed. She became the cartel's backbone thanks to her competence in money laundering and financial management. Enedina's leadership position was cemented in 2008, following the arrest of her brother Eduardo. With most of her siblings either in prison or deceased, she grabbed the chance to take over the Tijuana cartel, an extraordinary step in a male-dominated environment. Enedina, known for her business-like vision, attempted to change the cartel's violent reputation into a more planned and measured approach. Enedina, unlike her brothers, preferred to form relationships with other criminal organizations rather than resort to deadly violence. This adjustment in tactics garnered her the respect and adoration of the cartel's members, as well as the attention of international law enforcement organizations like the Drug Enforcement Administration. She became a trendsetter, demonstrating that women could lead criminal businesses just as well as men. The importance of Enedina to the Tijuana cartel cannot be overstated. The organization has evolved, survived, and even prospered under her guidance. Attempts by the Mexican authorities to dissolve the cartel have met with tremendous resistance, owing in large part to Enedina's strategic skill. She has broken cultural expectations by questioning the concept that criminal leadership is only reserved for men. Number 2, Rosetta Cutolo. Rosetta Cutolo was a lady whose influence and power in the Italian criminal underground were as mysterious as her piercing ice eyes. Rosetta Cutolo, Raffaele Cutolo's sister, was born in January 1937 and was the legendary head of the Nuova Camorra Organizzata, an organization that intended to restructure and revitalize the Camorra. Rosetta, in contrast to her colorful and attention-seeking brother, preferred a quiet and simple existence. She lived in Ottaviano near Naples for years, caring for her roses while living with her mother. However, underneath her modest exterior was an unstoppable power. Rosetta became the primary force behind her brother's operations, carefully delivering his commands from his jail cell and cultivating his devoted supporters outside.
His nose was
Rosetta
size
remained
12.
in the shadows as Raphael made headlines with his scandalous interviews and courtroom statements. She was known as Wokie Ghiaccio, or Ice Eyes, for her sharp mind for numbers and her ability to bargain with South American barons. Her bold effort to blow up a police station nearly missed, solidifying her image as a powerful person. Her story was even the inspiration for the film Il Camorrista, which added a glamorous touch to her mystery image. Rosetta took part in a high-level conference between the Sicilian Mafia and the Camorra clans in a spectacular display of power and influence. Rosetta, together with Raffaele Cutolo's devoted follower, Vincenzo Casillo, played a critical role in establishing the crime scene. The authorities' pursuit of Rosetta culminated in October 1981 when cops stormed her hideout.
Damn.
Cutolo snuck away beneath a rug, hidden in a vehicle driven past checks by the neighborhood priest.
Is that a real? No,
this brazen deed kept her out of the public spotlight for more than a decade, while she oversaw activities from a network of safe homes spread across various cities. Rosetta made an unexpected decision in February 1993, surrendering to authorities when her refuge was identified. She declared, "I am tired of being a fugitive," and thus terminated her self-imposed exile. Rosetta suffered the weight of her brother's criminal business after being condemned in absentia to 9 years in jail on mafia affiliation charges.
That's not that bad.
She was later reduced to 5 years despite the charges, but she managed to persuade the authorities of her innocence by projecting an unpretentious and frumpy attitude. Her brother, Raffaele Cutolo, maintained that Rosetta was unaware of his illicit activity and just complied with his orders. He said she was never a camorrista, but rather an obedient sister who delivered money to convicts as directed. While the reality of her role may never be known, it is clear that Raphael attempted to safeguard her innocence, assuring the continuity of his empire even while imprisoned. Number 1. Anna Vasilyevna Chapman. One name stands out for its mystery and fascination in the pages of international espionage. Anna Vasilyevna Chapman. Anna Vasilyevna Kushchenko was born in Kharkiv on February 23, 1982. Chapman's upbringing pointed to her susceptibility to intrigue. Her father, Vasily Kushchenko, purportedly served as the Russian ambassador to Kenya and held a key post in the KGB.
What does that mean?
He currently has a prominent post within the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. With such ties, Chapman looked destined to traverse the perilous realm of intelligence.
And you end up doing this
Chapman's fate changed dramatically in the United States. She obtained British citizenship through marriage and used it as a stepping stone to establishing residence in the United States. Her true aims, however, were far from common. Chapman was charged with spying for the Russian Federation's foreign intelligence service called Sluzhba Veneshne Razvedki. Her arrest on June 27, 2010 was a dramatic expose of the Illegals program, a Russian spy network operating on American territory. There are many reports which claim that Chapman worked with a network of others until she was lured into a trap at a Manhattan coffee shop by an undercover FBI agent. The FBI agent handed Chapman a false passport and told her to send it on to another spy. "Are you ready for this step?" he inquired, to which Chapman answered, "Of course." She took the passport. However, following a series of phone conversations with her father, Vasily Kushchenko, in Moscow, Chapman followed his advice and surrendered the passport to a local police station. She was arrested not long after. The arrest of Chapman shocked the intelligence community and captured the public's attention. She pleaded guilty to conspiring to operate as a foreign government agent, admitting to her role in clandestine operations to obtain sensitive information. In an unusual turn of events, Chapman and her fellow Russian agents were deported to Russia as part of the historic swap on July 8, 2010. The 10 Russian spies were returned to their motherland as part of the largest swap since 1986. Chapman's unexpected return to Russia gave her enormous fame, catapulting her into the spotlight as a television personality and model. Chapman pursued a variety of interests once she returned to her birthplace. She became a government official, leading a youth council and providing support for several programs. Her fascination, however, did not end there.
Y'all
Chapman
blew her
also
up.
pursued a
That's
modeling
crazy.
career, dazzling the catwalks of Russian fashion events with her engaging style and attractive personality.
Y'all blew her up. Y'all
Her
gave
participation in the
clout.
media business extended beyond modeling. Chapman took up the challenge of hosting her own television show, solidifying her position as a famous figure in
She
Russian
got
pop
rich off
culture.
of being a spy.
Chapman's arrest and subsequent ascent to fame drew a lot of media attention. Her stunning beauty, along with her ties to the Russian Federation, earned her the nickname the Red Under the Bed
The
from
Red
various
Under
media
the Bed.
publications.
Come on.
Magazines and blogs analyzed her
ridiculous.
fashion choices and sense of style,
This is
and
getting
tabloids couldn't get
ridiculous.
enough action figures modeled after her.
This is getting
She became a frequent
ridiculous.
guest at upscale New York City clubs and restaurants,
Oh my
adding to the
God.
public's interest in her luxurious
Come on,
lifestyle.
Donald Trump, you should have got
We
her.
hope you enjoyed this video.
You
We'll
would've
see
got
you in the
elected
next one.
again, bud. Well, that's all, folks.